say some days you're gonna win. You say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your butt and come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way
We
it gotta be.
have made it to Friday. We're here. Life's good. We got a decent one for all of you today. Going to be talking to folks over in Grafton for their Music in the Park lineup coming down the pipeline all summer long. Always a great event, always a great thing to talk about. We were going to talk to Alton High Tennis today, but they moved their sectional up a couple hours, so we're going to talk to them on the flip side either next week or the following and get the latest from them. So all that comes down the pipeline in the next 2 hours or so. In the meantime, here's what you need to know. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 people that are truly getting their daily dose of local each and every day of the work week. Ooh, and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Wood River first. Authorities responded to a shooting incident last night at 242 East Ferguson Avenue in Wood River, resulting in one fatality and the detention of a suspect. Here's what we know. Around 10:14 p.m., emergency services arrived after a call for immediate assistance. Officers found an adult male reporting another man had been shot behind the building. The victim was transported to an Alton hospital and later airlifted to a St. Louis area facility where he died from his injuries. Multiple agencies assisted in securing the scene. The suspect, identified as the shooter, was taken into custody without incident. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge from this case. State Senator Erica Harris of Glen Carbon has expressed support following the Illinois Attorney General's Office and Environmental Protection Agency's complaint against the Roxana landfill operators. Harris emphasized that legislation she introduced and passed last year, including Senate Bill 3566 and House Bill 4848, already addresses many issues raised in the complaint. She credits the ongoing dialogue with community leaders and residents for shaping these laws aimed at promoting cleaner neighborhoods and healthier communities. The senator thanked the Attorney General's office for their serious approach to the matter and pledged to continue working on solutions to benefit those communities. Alton City Hall welcomed new and returning elected officials during the City Council meeting on May the 14th. Outgoing members, including 3rd Ward Alderman Raymond Strable, expressed gratitude for the opportunity to serve. Mayor David Goins honored longtime City Clerk Cheryl Engel for 29 years of service. Engel administered the oath to re-elected Mayor Goins and her successor, Lauren Wilson, before Wilson swore in the new council members. New council members include in Ward 1, Chris Bone, in Ward 2, Martha Pfister, in Ward 3, Mike Veloff returns, and in Ward 7, Patricia Ford. You can see the full City Council meeting on RiverBender.com. Finally, in the news today, during a routine traffic stop on May the 14th, Fairview Heights police detained Joshua Jones, 21, a murder suspect with an outstanding felony warrant. Officer Jacob Marino stopped a silver 2012 Chevy Traverse for expired registration and discovered Jones initially provided false identification. Further checks revealed a mismatch in the driver's photo and the presence of illegal cannabis in the vehicle. Upon further questioning, Jones admitted his true identity. He is wanted in connection with a 2023 murder from Madison, Illinois. Jones taken into custody and was transferred to Madison authorities. And we'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this Friday morning. Let's look at weather. That's what folks are really going to be wanting to talk about today. We're going to get some rain and let's just kind of dive right into this. Today, some sun becomes windier, warm, and then that severe afternoon thunderstorm can bring torrential downpours, large hail, damaging wind gusts, and even tornadoes. Please be mindful and make sure you download the RiverBender.com app so you can stay up to date when there's a tornado warning or a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm threat. We make sure that we push note those out for you guys right away so you never miss out. But be mindful of those storms coming in. We'll take a look at the radar here in a second. Air quality right now is not good. 135, which is not good for the sensitive category. Grass is moderate, mold is low, and ragweed and tree levels are moderate too. Temperatures reach 85 degrees today and drop down to 55 overnight as we head into Saturday. We do have rain all predicted this today. On Saturday, a high of 73, a low of 54. On Sunday, almost a spitting image of Saturday, a high of 73, a low of 61. And on Monday and Tuesday, more thunderstorms. On Monday, a high of 75, a low of 63 degrees with a couple of showers and thunderstorms all day. Monday is what they're calling for now. On Tuesday, more thunderstorms predicted, a high of 73, a low of 52 degrees. It will be cloudy throughout the day, and those thunderstorms will be starting in the morning. And then on Tuesday night, there is the chance of a couple of heavy thunderstorms followed by an occasional torrential downpour. So that's just what we can keep an eye out for in the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 73 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 77 out there. And just a quick check out our radar for you. See whenever we can start expecting to get some weather. Nothing to worry about until right around 3 to 4 p.m. That's when that initial system will come in. And then by 8 p.m. tonight, it should be pretty much all clearing out. So just be mindful from that 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. time frame. 9:09, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. While I have you, it's Friday, so why aren't you going and being a part of Village Dispensary's Flower Friday, 3.5 grams for $25. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with the great deals at Village Dispensary. Whether or not it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they make sure every day's special. They got really great deals. You know, what I think's great is you can go in on Monday and get 25% off their dog walker pre-rolls, or you can go in on Thursday and get 30% off some of their drinks. But you know, when you go in, no matter what day it is, you can find edibles and pre-rolls and vapes and all of this for just just huge savings. Sometimes you can get some edibles for $5 a pack, a pre-roll for $7. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't beat it. Plus, they got the best staff in town. Go to villagedispo.com to find out their inventory today, to see all their selection, to make Snoop Dogg jealous at villagedispo.com. And don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and chat for a little bit more and, have some fun on a Friday. I got to wake up. Well, the weird thing is I went to bed at 6 o'clock last night. I just died on the vine. I was super exhausted. Then I woke up at 1, couldn't go back to bed, and then I went back to bed at 4. So I don't know. Feeling weird today. At least it looks nice outside. For now.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
But I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise. And I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? Now I've been one more correspondent, and I've been too hard to find. But it doesn't mean.
Okay, welcome back to our daily show at 9:14. We're just talking about all the fun that sports brings, you know. How are you doing today, Peg?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am hanging in there. You know, it's this weather that keeps getting me. It's just a little different out there.
Yes, we were just talking about sports, and my family helps with track, and it's gone from freezing cold to okay, then a little warm and windy. And last night at the girls' sectional, we had an hour delay for severe weather.
Oh, wow.
And it was scary. I mean, it was hail damage. It was up.
Where were sectionals at?
Williamsville.
Oh, yeah,
Illinois.
that's what you were saying.
And it was crazy. So, yes, the weather is nuts.
Well, and the good thing is, last year when you guys had music in the park, the weather held off really well. I mean, you guys got just blessed with great weather.
We were so blessed. A couple warm days, but the nice thing about Grove Park, Memorial Park, is around 6:30. There's a nice breeze that comes in.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. And everyone kind of notices that, too. It's really cool. It's like your own air conditioner.
It really is. It really is.
Well, now this time around, you guys are going into basically the end of August, almost right into June or September.
Well, and actually, we are going to the end of August. We started out when my family took over. There were 10 weeks.
Yeah.
We went to 12, and then we're like, oh, what the heck? Let's go 14. And we have several donors that have been very generous, and they really want us to go through September. It's a lot, though. But we are going to possibly have a surprise September
Oh, wow.
event. It's going to be different. And I've got a couple locals that are helping me with it. So I'm just going to put a teaser out there. Stay tuned.
There you go. I like it. Well, you know, the season starts off for you all on the 29th of May, which is Starlifter in the U.S. Band of Mid-America.
That was my biggest goal. I saw a post from Edwardsville, VFW, I believe it was, and I saw that they had Scott Air Force Base Band, and I'm like, okay, I want to do this. So I went to work and I researched, I studied, I looked, okay, where can I find these guys? And it took me a while, but I finally got through. And I'm so excited to have them, with Grafton having so much history with the number of veterans in Jersey County alone. We've got the largest number of veterans.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And we've got the memorial of military ascent coming up, and just all of that. I'm like, this would be so cool. And so we are fortunate to get them.
That's really cool. And now, what time do the concerts start?
The concerts start at 7 with the bands. Nikki will start at 6:30. My daughter, she just does a variety of music, and we do announcements. Nikki will do the national anthem, and then we get started.
That's really cool. And bring your own lawn chair.
Bring your own lawn chair. Bring your cooler. We have people set up little grills, and they
really?
actually grill out before the concert. One couple that I really enjoyed would bring a nice little wooden round table and chairs, and they'd set up their wine in the middle and cheese, just making it almost nostalgic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's very cool.
Well, and let's kind of go right into the lineup if you want to, and let's talk about this.
I would love to. Like I said, Starlifter, U.S. Air Force band out of Mid-America. I found out they have just a host of musical talent and bands. They have a full orchestra. They have a wind ensemble. They have 2 rock bands, and they play all over the Midwest. And of course, they're all military. I looked them up. You have to audition, of course. And so it's just neat. I mean, I'm just really excited about them coming, and we're hoping to get some photo ops in there with them. Next, we have Scott Latham and Carl Holmes duo. This duo was one of the first groups that we saw in Grafton at the loading dock.
Oh, really cool. I was going to ask you, because they're always
at
out
the loading
there.
dock, and they became instant favorites of my husband Mike and I's, and we follow them. We try to catch up with them as often as we can. Scott is an amazingly talented musician. He's an arranger, a composer.
Oh, wow.
He's done music. He's produced music for local and national radio.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. Lots of stuff. He plays the keyboard, guitar. He sings. And he's just fun. And we're fortunate to have him. He had a very serious car accident a few years ago that put him out of commission, but he's back and he's better than ever. And then his sidekick, Carl, can sing anybody. He does Louis Armstrong. He does Elvis. He does Chris Stapleton, Frank Sinatra, Uptown Funk. I mean, he can do anybody. We're crossing our fingers. He had an illness just recently and was hospitalized. He's trying to come back. So Scott has backup, obviously. He knows several musicians. We're hoping that Carl will make an appearance and be able to do a few songs. So fingers crossed on that.
Man, that's tough. I hope everything's okay.
Hookie. Oh, we love Hookie. Hookie, Graham Pajano, he plays.
Oh, yeah, he does everything.
Oh, he does everything. And I told him, I just saw him recently at Aries, and I told him, I said, your spot is pretty safe, because I have a son-in-law that basically loves your music and he comes to your concert. So, that's the beauty of me being in charge. I get to choose.
Well, and Hookie does, I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, they play everywhere.
And he's not just an amazing musician, but he's fun. He plays with the audience. On his Facebook page, he does the old dad jokes, and I just love it. I just love it. We might also, he has a grandson that is also very talented, and I told him, I invited him to bring the grandson with him, so maybe.
That'd be cool.
I'm all about family.
That would be really fun. And then on the 19th, you got Outlaw Opry coming, and they're big too.
Love Steve Mellis. Steve, and then it's Steve and Jackie, and of course we've got John Gatton, the other guy, I can't think of his name. John is almost family because my middle daughter's married to a Gatton, and they're fun. They are just fun. Steve also knows everybody. He's also just a huge supporter of the whole summer program.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's always there. A couple times when Nikki's been absent, his daughter has stepped in to sing the national anthem.
Oh wow.
So there's so much talent in his family.
That's
so much
really
talent.
cool.
And yeah, Steve's just a fun guy to have around.
Well, and then you head into the 26th of June with the Owls.
The Owls, Al Colson. What a guy. He also attends a lot of our concerts, classic rock. He was one that I found before we took over is an area favorite. I mean, people love the Owls. People from Madison County, Jersey County, all over come to see Al and his group. And I think it's because it's a little bit different. He plays the trombone. You know, we've got a few different instruments in there.
Oh, for sure. And then you start your July off with the Gibson Girls on the 3rd.
Gibson Girls, we added them last year at the request of Steve Pegram. Steve is amazing. I asked him, is there anything you'd like? And he said, could we have a Christian night? And I'm genius. So we added the Gibson Girls, and they also bring vintage music, and which is nice because they do like some veteran type stuff. Yeah. And we've got them on July 3rd. So it
was perfect.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I love it. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with the other half of the itinerary and the Rolodex of all these great bands coming into Grafton on Thursdays. Make sure you're there every Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Starts in just a couple of weeks on May the 29th and runs until August the 28th. So far, but there could be more.
So far.
We'll come back with more.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that.
Welcome back. 9:27, a little bit of change on this Friday morning. We're right back with Grafton's Music in the Park. Peg Brooks in the studio. And, we're just going right back into the lineup because
Let's do it.
That way we can get it all into our write-up. And then we have some folks to talk about because you're right. It's such a good community, program and really how it keeps growing is such a cool thing.
We are blessed.
100%. Jake Weber and the Lonesome Drifters is coming in on the 10th of July.
Love Jake for several reasons. Not only is he just awesome with his band, but he's with the city of Grafton, and so if I need anything before the night, hey Jake, could you? He makes sure that everything is pristine. But Jake, it was funny. Jake, I mentioned on our Facebook page that I'll be rotating some bands out to bring in some new ones, and Jake goes, "Oh, I'll take a year off," and I sent back and went, "Are you kidding me? I will be run out of town," because Jake is a local favorite. Jake brings, his band, he calls it outlaw country, rockabilly, honky tonk. His son plays with him and on the drums. And so this night, okay, you notice it says Jake Weber.
Right.
Now look beyond it.
It says Olive.
Olive is his son's band.
Oh, really cool.
And his son is a music major at SIUE. And he has created his own band. He was called Olive as a kid, I found out, and growing up. And so that became his staple, the name of his band.
I love it. That's really cool.
I looked him up, and it says indie rock. But he has composed several of his own music videos. He's on Instagram, extremely talented. And Jake, of course, parents always say this, "Oh, my kid's much better than I am." Jake is very proud of him. And so I saw an article about him in the Alton paper, and I'm like, oh, this could be cool.
Right.
So I decided we're going to have a twofer.
I think it's so cool.
Jake and his son Owen on the same night.
And that's on July the 10th.
Yes.
That'll be really, really cool.
I think so.
And I just like the family component that's all throughout of it, too. I mean, you really do a good job about that.
I try. I have my daughter Nikki singing. My husband Mike is he carries heavy things and sets up for me. He's even stepped in, and when it's too wet for the city to mow, he'll go down with a push mower and mow.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
He'll go down and mow. Last year, we had that flash flood go through.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. And the community came together. I put a cry out on Facebook 2 days before the concert. I mean, it was a mess. We had an inch of mud all over the park. And we had people come in. Our community's awesome. They came in with skids and they cleaned the parking lot, pushed the mud out of the way, power washed the sidewalks and the gazebo. And Mike went down because they couldn't mow. It was still wet. He went down and push mowed the entire park.
Wow.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome.
I'd say so.
And, that's the way Grafton is. And I think that's coming in because it is a family that runs this. We know the family component,
right.
And that's important to us.
Well, I think it's really important for the community to see that too and to know of it. And, on the 17th, the Tanglefoot's going to be down there.
We love Tanglefoot again.
You got a lot of area favorites.
We do. And, that's the other thing. We have bands from all over try to come into our schedule. And that's a good problem to have, but it's also, for me, I want our locals first.
Right.
I want our locals first. And I keep finding out, oh, wait, we have this band that's local, we have this band. And so I'm trying very hard.
Well, you're doing a good job of that.
I try.
And that's on the 17th is when Tanglefoot comes in, and they're great rock and roll style.
Rock and roll. What I love, of course, Waylon Schroeder is at the high school, middle school. Well, a couple of them are. And I'm partial to Waylon because I was a flute player, and Waylon plays the flute crazy good. Crazy
awesome.
good. I love listening to him.
Well, and then right after that, you have Midwest Avenue, who is always, playing around various spots too on the 24th.
Midwest Avenue, they broke in. I mean, they actually, the way I got them, we had a band that kind of bailed on us 2 weeks before they were supposed to be there, and I'm just panicked, and so I put a call out. I'm looking for a band, and Mary Jo Coate from the pub suggested Midwest Avenue, and I'm like, okay, if Mary Jo endorses them, and they came in, what personality! I mean, they do a great job, and we like to bring them back. They have a fiddle player. And so there's certain aspects that I look at.
That's really cool. And what I think's unique is just how your lineup is always, changing. It's not just, country music for 12 weeks or 14 weeks. It's always a variety.
That has also been a goal.
Oh, for sure.
To mix it up every other week if possible, or at least a different type of country. And Midwest Avenue brings Greene County.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because they're from Whitehall.
Oh, 100%.
And so we're bringing in area, but a little bit further out. The boundary's a little further out.
I love it. Well, and right after that, Money Shot's on the 31st of July, and that's always a good time.
Their first year for me.
Oh, wow.
I had a couple people say, hey, Money Shot. And actually, a good friend of mine that, acquaintance from Jacksonville, Illinois. She's moving to the area, but she would always post about Money Shot and how they would take buses to come see them. And I'm like, okay, they must really be good. So I reached out to get them. And then what's also interesting is Nikki knows the lead singer.
Oh, okay.
From way back. And so they know each other, and so that made it kind of fun as well.
I don't know when RiverBender became a construction yard. I don't know what's going on out there. I'm very sorry about that, Peg. Back in the Saddle is going to be a great time. That's on the 7th of August.
Back in the Saddle is another one that we picked up. I had an oops last year. I scheduled, who was it? It was the Owls.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I scheduled them. And when you're doing scheduling, you've got 2 or 3 calls out to different bands. Are you available here, here, here? And I totally misunderstood when they said they could come.
Oh.
And so I had them down on the schedule. And luckily, somebody contacted and said, hey, we're going to see you next week. And Al goes, no, we're going to be gone. And so he contacted me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So we added a week.
Gotcha.
So last year we had 15, which is not uncommon. And I was looking for a band, and Nikki, of course, she hires musicians for Aries. And she said, Mom, call Carl Manger and his brother. Both play up at Aries. I got them, and oh my gosh. Again, brothers bantering back and forth. There's a son that plays in there. Again, family aspect. I think, like you said, that is huge when you get that.
Well, and that's what the whole vibe is. The whole atmosphere is supposed to be this family-oriented evening.
And one of the guys, he always sits beside me, and sometimes he'll sing the national anthem, Don Mathenia. He's been a donor for the last several years, and he came up to me after right at break, I guess it was, and said, okay, they're one of my top 3 favorites. And I went, okay, we'll have them back.
That sounds like a winner to me.
Exactly.
Well, and then the Big Little Big Band.
Have you ever heard of them?
No, but say that one 4 times fast.
Yes, Big Little Big Band. Again, somebody suggested them, so I researched them. They're out of Belleville. 12-piece old time.
Oh, wow.
Big band.
That'll be
big
really
band
cool.
era. Again,
Yeah.
something different. A lot of the musicians are out of Scott Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got, of course, horns, they've got saxophones, everything. 12-piece. And the lead singer sounds just exactly like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, wow.
So when I say era band, they are era. And so they've got,
And that'll be on the fort. That'll be a really fun one. That'll be really cool.
I think so, too.
And like you said, just different, because that's something not a lot of, I don't think we've had any 12-piece bands like that around.
And the neat thing, when I found them, of course, I try to be as generous as I can with the, because we're totally donation funded. And I found out how much they were. And I contacted one of our diamond donors, Joe Soar. Joe, huge supporter. He was our first diamond donor. And I said, Joe, I found this band, but I'm nervous because it's 12 pieces, so they're going to cost me more. And I never know how much I'm going to bring in.
Right.
Because each year it's, and he goes, I will up my donation. So he is completely sponsoring the Big Little Big Band.
That's so cool.
And gave a little bit extra.
Wow.
Even. So
that's really cool.
I keep saying we're blessed, and we are.
100%. And then on the 21st of August, Crossroad Band.
Crossroads, another band that kept contacting me, and I'm like, okay, they're out of Carrollton, and they have a member from Jerseyville, I believe. And so I listened to a couple of their songs. I'm like, why not? Again, let's get these people some exposure in the area.
Yeah, really cool.
Supporting, our local bands.
I love it. Well, and then it wraps up with Porch Cafe, who is just, one of the biggest bands around right now when it comes to the Riverbend. They're on the 28th.
Exactly. I was, I had in mind the Scott Air Force Band to open.
Yeah.
And Porch Cafe as a finale.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just to bring it, the vocals are just incredible.
Oh, they
Incredible.
are. They are
so
seriously
talented.
good. Yeah.
So talented.
Well, and it really is. Just from top to bottom, a heck of a lineup there. And you can find out more information on this all over Facebook at the Facebook page, too.
Right. Grafton's with an apostrophe S, Music in the Park. On Facebook. Follow us. Message me with questions. I'm on there all the time.
Well, and too, like you said, take me through the donor side of things and some of the folks that make this happen.
Okay. You asked me 2 years ago, is it hard to get donations? And I looked at you and said, no, I just hound them until they give. I don't have to hound anymore.
Oh, wow.
We had several donors from last year double their donation from $250 to $500. We've got probably 12 to 15 that contacted me wanting to donate. We've got, of course, Jersey State Bank has always been one of our, they've always been there for us. And they come to the park with giveaways and stuff. Joe and Lisa Soar, as I mentioned. This year, a new diamond donor, David Cole Realty Group.
Oh, really cool. Yeah.
Out of Edwardsville.
Nice.
And so, we've got those guys. And then Andy Jackson, I really have to give the credit to him. He came up with the levels.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
And this year we have a couple Ruby donors. One that I almost cried. A local individual passed away, a young man, too young to leave us. And his family put music in the park for memorials at his service.
Oh, wow.
It brought in $800-900.
Oh, wow.
People giving in his memory. The memorials. We have several memorials. We have someone in town that she told me that rather than give flowers,
right,
instead she donates in their memory, and we put it on our banners.
That's really
in memory
cool.
Of. And so we put it on, and it just, again, very special.
100%.
Very special. But anyway, we've got the levels. Back in 2019 is when we took over. I told him, I am not doing the fundraising.
Right.
Having been an old coach, always fundraising, I said, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I will do the music. I will organize. Nikki and I will do it. But you do the donations. So the chamber kept the donations. And the first year that I have record of donors, 2020, there were 11 donors. It just kept increasing, doubling. This year, we have 75 donors.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Isn't that incredible? I mean, that's got to make you feel good.
Oh, so good. So good.
Wow.
We started off with one banner. Now we have two. I try to keep encouraging people, to support us. And so this year, the donors with a little bit higher level, we put their logos on the banner to make it a little more interesting. And then we have our regular ones. One of my favorites, again, brought tears to my eyes. We have a little boy that we call Little Mr. Music in the Park. He goes by Squeaks. He follows Nikki around, like just follow and looking at her with total admiration. He loves Nikki. And so he became obviously a favorite. We even have a t-shirt for him, Little Mr. Music in the Park. Right towards the end of our donation, where I was cutting it off as far as banners, his aunt, who works for the city of Grafton, I saw her and she goes, I have something for you from Squeaks. And she handed me a check. And I go, wait, what is this? She goes, he told me I want to give money.
That's so cool.
And so Squeaks is on our banner.
That's really cool.
He's on our banner, and he's actually on, if you look, turn it over.
Oh, right
the little
here.
Boy, that's Squeaks. And we just love it. He's a doll. The very first time he came to Music in the Park, he was at his aunt's house, she lives on the edge of town, up on a hill, and Nikki sang the national anthem. And he heard it. And he goes, what is that? And his aunt, who goes by Aunt Popo, said, well, that's Music in the Park. He said, we got to go. We got to go. And they started coming. And then it was, is it Thursday? Is it Thursday? And so this little boy, again, just what we need. We're a public park.
Right.
We have a playground right there that just keeps improving. Everything you could want for a feel-good night.
Oh, 100%. That is really cool. And you can also bring canned good donations, too.
Canned goods. Steve Pegram has been there, since way before my family took over. I remember the first time I saw him, they actually had the concerts up in Grafton Hills. And he's there with just his lemonade. And then his program just kept growing and growing. He has his table and he's got giveaways for the kids. He's got lemonade. He's got snacks. And then we ask people to bring canned goods and non-perishables to him. We've also, because Steve does so much, when we have extra, we try to give back to him.
Oh, that's really cool.
The last couple years, we've given him a donation. And on that note, we also, a few years back, the Dow Church burned to the ground, and we had a night that we earmarked all of 50/50 to go to them, raised an unbelievable amount of money. People were just so giving. We've had a couple women who have passed away from cancer, and we've had earmarked nights in their memory and honor, raise money for them, and people come out. We've also, just recently, you had Jackie Duty on here with her book.
Yeah.
We donated books.
That's
we
really
gave back
cool.
to her. And then the most recent one, Cindy Hand from Limestone, Grafton Limestone, has had a dream of putting flowers and beautifying the streets of Grafton.
Mm-hmm.
So she found this company that have unbelievable planters, and they've also given her a grant.
Oh,
And
wow.
stuff, and
Yeah.
she's starting to raise money, and it's going towards Grafton's cityscape.
Oh, that's really cool.
We donated because we've wanted more flowers in the park.
Mm-hmm.
We donated so that 2 planters go to music in the park. And so that also, because we were so blessed this year
Right.
with donations. But it all goes back to the park.
I think it's just really cool just to see how all this continues to keep growing and growing. And really just the community, is such a huge aspect of this, is such a cool thing.
Such a huge aspect. And again, it's a blessing, sometimes a curse, because we fill that park. It's full.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we've got people in the street and they're side by sides. We've got people across the road listening from Jersey State Bank, the Aries parking lot. And it's just so fun. With that, though, we always do 50-50. And if we don't have somebody lined up to actually go around, I would have to do it. And by the time 50-50 came around, I was exhausted.
Oh, I bet.
And sweaty and looked like a mess. But I would also, I think the other thing that people at first was like, okay, you're creepy, but now they're used to it. I go around and I take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And I have pictures of nearly everybody. Some of it's groups, some of it's individuals, some of it's the dog. And I post all of them.
I think it's really cool you do
60
that.
pictures.
You should.
Every week. But doing that and 50-50, it was too much.
Yeah.
So I told the chamber, okay, 50-50 goes to the flag fund, which is chamber sponsored. So guys, you're now in charge of 50-50.
Yeah.
So if you come to the park, don't look for me. Look for a chamber member.
I love it.
I'm passing the baton.
I love it. And then anything else to talk about for now?
The one thing I want to thank Mike and Nikki, of course.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The one thing, we talked about the start of music in the park. It was over 20 years ago. And I finally found out how it started. It started with Margaret Wright from Terra Point.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the matriarch of Terra Point. She got an idea. She loved music. Let's go to the park. And it started out very small, just a few group of people. Mayor Morrow's wife, Lynn, she stepped in as a supporter. And she's actually the one that told me the story. And it just started to build. Well, then it got a little more than what they wanted to do. They turned it over to Carla Newton.
Okay.
Carla had it for many, many years, but then decided it was time to pass the baton, and that's when we took over. And so, again, it's always been people who have had a love for music. I was in choir and band. Nikki was way in music and contests and stuff. My daughter Tony was in choir and musicals. So it's been a part of my family since I was a little girl. My mother loved music.
Well, it's just really cool, though, because it just, to hear the story of how the event keeps evolving and how it still keeps the same meaning it had 20 years ago was really, really cool. And just the summer, I mean, 14 opportunities for families to get together and enjoy.
And possibly 15.
Throughout the next couple. I mean, this is really cool.
Yes. And who knows? We have the donations. We have the funding. If I have any energy or strength left, I could call a band the day before and we could get somebody to the park.
100%.
The bands want to come here because we're not a bar scene. We're not a festival where there's 40 other things going on.
Right.
The band has the audience.
Yep.
They're the focus, and I think that's why they enjoy coming.
Well, and seriously, it's such a great event. I hope you guys are able to make it out there on the 29th of May when it all starts with Starlifter and the U.S. Band of Mid-America and runs until Porch Cafe closes it down on the 28th of August. potentially with another show or two added throughout the month of September. But Peg, thanks so much for stopping by, and have a great rest of your Friday.
Hey, same to you.
No problem. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and just chat for a little bit more. 10 o'clock hour is going to be a little bit of a flex one because of them moving sectionals up 2 hours and kind of knocking our interview out of the way. But we'll come back and chat for a little bit after this.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
RiverBender.com.
Coming and the devil walking side by side. I said, hey, Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I gotta go, but my friend is still around. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for Brady. Take a load off Fanny.
Welcome back to our daily show, 927, little bit of change.
Morning.
Rusty, how's life treating you, man?
Hey, I couldn't be any better. If it was, I wouldn't be able to stand myself.
Well, it's been really cool to see everything that, you've been able to have an impact on lately with the community cleanup efforts. You're keeping 143 nice. Just drove by that the other day and just made the Wood River Business Alliance or Main Street Facebook
I saw that.
page.
Thank you very much, Christine Burns, for putting that on there. I didn't even know that was there. That was very gracious of them to put that on there. Yeah, I realized that I forgot that they had rescheduled their Wood River City cleanup.
Yeah.
And I was on my way home from the park that morning, and I saw some trash, and I thought then I realized that was their day. So I just got my stuff and went on out there and participated. I didn't sign up or anything. No donuts for me. I just jumped in on it.
I love it. Hey, and then I like your hat. B&B Custom Gifts doing
Yes. It says Talking Trash. That's my logo. I wish Well, it's just part of who I am.
I like it, man.
I talk trash all the time.
What are we talking about today?
Whatever you want to, man. It's been pretty exciting. I was like I mentioned, I got to work with. I was part of the Wood River cleanup. That was cool. I worked with the Pride group on their annual cleanup on cleaned up the Beltline.
How'd that go?
I was out there and I picked it. There's enough trash for everybody out there, man. There really is. I'm wondering what it's going to look like when they cut the grass, because there's so much trash that's been buried out there underneath the grass. Some of the stuff, like the plastic, is starting to dissolve. So it's been there for a couple of years.
And I guess they just have certain schedules for the grass and all that for
yeah, IDOT does. They've always cut the past couple of years. The IDOT has had to cut back on their grass cutting just down to twice a year.
Is it just budget?
Yeah, budget concerns. And they tried to get out crews to pick up the trash before, about 2 weeks before they cut. But, they have an emergency basis where they cut 3 times, so they automatically budget in this area. They just budget for that.
Okay.
So, but typically they're only, with the powers that be that are in charge, they've only budget them twice a year, 3 times in emergency.
I'm sure it's a nightmare, though, whenever they do cut, because you're right, all the stuff that's underneath of it.
I take a lot of heat because I confiscate yard signs. I call them distressed yard signs, but I see them all. I see them all over the place. Grass cutting firms, political signs, tree cutting firms. These guys, and I understand they're trying to make a living, so they pop these signs in wherever they can. But they're illegal. They're illegal to put along an interstate. And what happens is, I couldn't be more sympathetic to them. But the guys that are cutting the grass are not. They won't stop to take those signs down. They cut right over them. They just shred them all over the place, and then it's just a problem for me. So I confiscate the distressed ones, and unfortunately, all of them have been distressed that I found. So if you're wanting to advertise your business on 143, you're going to find that your signs are going to be distressed in some way, shape, or form. And you can pick them up down at the police
how many
station.
people are sitting there probably going, I wonder where my damn sign went.
Yeah, I'm telling you where they're at. I got some of them out in my garden, and I got that I use for weed barrier, and I have some of them down at the police station.
Oh my God, I love this. That's great.
Everybody's got to do their part. That's my way of doing my part. But other than that, I've been staying busy, man. I just I'm out there on my trash route every week, and this Pride thing kind of caught me off guard. They gave me an award.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
was very nice.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, I was upstaged by an 8-year-old little boy. Sydney wrote a wonderful article about him and just cracked me up. I thought, man, I'm in competition for this award for this 8-year-old. There's no way I'm going to win this thing, but I pulled it out.
Did you?
I got some kind of consolation prize or something.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Hey, second place ain't bad. You made it to the show.
They let me up there to talk, believe it or not.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was so funny because I was scheduled to sit next to Mayor Goins.
Oh, wow.
When I got there, they go, you're sitting next to Mayor Goins, and I thought, oh, wonderful, this is going to be great, because him and I are not the best of friends, but there's always possibilities. There's always possibilities. But he sent someone. Maybe he felt the heat. I don't know. No. But he didn't show. He sent, I think her name is Stephanie Elliott.
Oh, yeah, Alderwoman Elliott. She is a wonderful woman.
We sat there and chatted, and we talked about her issues and our issues, and it was really nice.
Are you going to help Ward 6 out a little bit?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. But there again, they haven't requested.
Yeah.
I just try. I'm very hindrance. I don't like to volunteer myself too much out there, because you get a lot of requests to clean up homeless, and just a lot of lazy neighbors and stuff, and I'm just not into that.
Yeah. You know what? That does get on my darn nerves, because it's like you're going home to this every day. You can obviously see the trash.
We can all do our part. And part of my shtick is accountability. Recently I held a park official accountable because of all the beer cans I was finding in his area. And man, I'm getting like the cold shoulder now from some of the city employees that didn't like it because I called them out. But the consequences of it, the beer cans are all gone. The new administration or the new people that are taking over the Parks Department in that capacity have made an effort.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
So it was a positive thing. So yeah, my shoulders are big. I have a lot of problems that they weigh on me, but most of those problems go away because I don't have any trash to deal with.
I just like you're always honest, because I know the moment you said, Stephanie, that it was going to be a great night for you. Because man, Alderwoman Elliott and I, we could talk for hours.
Yeah,
she
thought she was a wonderful woman.
Good
People
lady.
are lucky. Now she told me that she's on her third administration, and she may not do it again because she's very frustrated with the lack of support that she gets. And I think that would be unfortunate. I think if people are out there in Alton can hear my voice, I don't know that woman, but she's very concerned about her constituents. And that's something to be said.
Well, for sure. And with that being said, what were you able to talk about?
Just various different things in her community. Just cleanup efforts, and she feels strongly that her community doesn't get enough.
Your speech.
I just wanted to let everybody know that this award, although it's nice, but the people that drive by and honk at me and tell me thank you, and war veterans that come over and thank me, those types of things are just as important as this award. Although I'm humbled by the award, people that just drive by and offer their service or thank me mean just as much. Yeah. But let's keep in mind that this is not a town award. And if it was like I'm getting an award, I told Mayor Tom Stockup I won't accept any type of award there because I don't live in the Woodruff Township. But this was a pride award for the entire community. Yeah. And I guess it was based out of Godfrey, and I haven't done much work up in Godfrey. So it was really very nice. It was just an award. It was a community award, and that's my whole shtick. I work for the community, man. I don't work for any particular town. Right. I go where the trash is, and the trash is all over our community. And they recognize me for that. I couldn't be happier. Mike McCormick, the mayor of Alton, stopped her. I talked to him. Godfrey, I'm sorry, yeah. Mike, I don't know him very well, but we chatted for a few seconds, and he goes, hey, I'm going to talk to Sydney, have her get a hold of you. We have a cleanup project we want to do. So I thought, Sydney, and then I remember Sydney's mom works for him, so I didn't know if he was referring to her. I called Sydney, and I told her to do some investigating, find out what needs to be done up there. She's already got a uniform, so I'm going to put her to work.
There you go.
We get something going up in Godfrey.
See, Sydney has the hard job. I just have to come in here and talk. She's got to roll up the sleeves,
I enjoy her stuff. I enjoy your stuff. I listened all the time. I texted you the other day. You were talking about Foster's The Light in the Dark.
Oh, yeah. She's great, isn't she?
A wonderful organization. She's so sincere, and my heart bleeds for her because she's been through so much. So
got a lot of respect for her.
I do a lot of, when I do my trash pickups, I always take a picture of them before IDOT. I register them with IDOT. And I always like to post in Facebook, this week's cleanup is in for such and such. And sometimes it's businesses, sometimes just a nice organization. And I've done that with hers. I don't know her. I've never met her, actually, but I have done a cleanup for her because of that.
Well, and I think it's so cool that you do those things, though, because you're right. It's like you said with the award, it's a community thing.
It's a good feeling thing, man. I never realized, the trash is coming along. Chris Slusher's done a good job.
He has, man.
I was talking to Marcos Polito today. He's a chief deputy.
He's a good guy, too.
Chief deputy from Madison County. And we was talking about the impact that they've had on their periodic police presence.
They've been getting some guys for litter big time.
And I can only testify that very seldom, I've been doing this for almost about 26 months now, and very seldom do I have a week off where I don't have much trash to pick up. And the past couple times, in the past few months, I've had or had a week here and there where I just went to another area to work. But that's a positive sign because my stretch is the belly of the beast where they're going to the landfill. Yeah. And hats off to the landfill too. They're doing some different things.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, they're very gracious, man. I could call them and say, hey, you guys need to clean this area up, and then the next day they'll have a crew out there.
That's really cool to know too.
That wasn't happening before.
Yeah,
that's not happening. So a lot of positive things in that category. So I had the Woodruff cleanup, the Pride cleanup. They gave me that very nice award. I'm waiting to hear back on the Madison County grants that they issued. Remember, I said I wasn't eligible for a grant because I work in my community instead of a specific town. Right. But Roxanna has been gracious enough to find out about getting some barricades for me.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
So when I clean up stretches in their area, I'll be able to utilize their barricades, which is great because the barricades I have are heavy. I make them out of wood, and they're heavy, and so this would be nice. It'd be nice to have some safety barricades out there.
Well, and I think it's cool, though, that they're working with you, though, and recognizing that, hey, let's help this guy out if he's, doing his part. That's cool.
Yeah, now I might add that Roxanna gets like $1.6 million a year from the landfill.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty happy that they're going to utilize that grant because, see, I'm hardcore on Chris Slusher and that grant that's going out there because I told him the last thing the community needs is more damn T-shirts. they issue these grants and these organizations buy T-shirts and they pass them out to everybody, and they spend more time worrying about what size you are than where the trash is at. You know?
That's a good.
Yeah, I love being involved in these cleanups, but man, they drive me crazy because they're so loose on so many different ends. You know, it's like, hey, we're picking up trash. Go wherever you want. Well, hell, you can do that any day of the week. You don't have to do that on a particular trash cleanup day. You know, get your stuff together. Know where you're going to go. Attack a particular area. You know?
I agree. You got a moment to stick around, Rusty.
I got more than that.
There you go. Hey, if you want to find your pot of gold, you head over to Village Dispensary, where their inventory is as legendary as Willie's tour bus, with vapes, flowers, topical tinctures, edibles, and concentrates, accessories to brighten your day and elevate that experience. You know, they're staff friendlier than Woody Harrelson at a hemp convention, and they'll have you in and out in no time. Visit VillageDispo.com. Check out their top quality products. They got those select bricks right now on sale. Those are 2 grammers for 20% off. And then when you stop by, don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You wanna stay out with your fancy friends? I'm telling you, it's gotta be the end. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. I'll tell you once more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down. Don't bring me down.
Welcome back, 9:42. Rusty back in studio. So, you know, you've been using purple bags to support Denise Sparks, who, by the way, is the greatest. SparksJunkRemoval.net, environmentally and friendly, and they ain't letting trash fly out of the back of their truck. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I was hoping she would be here today, but man, she's busier than I don't know. She's busy woman. Every time I talk to her, man, she's got issues. People are coming at her for EPA reasons and stuff and trying to just befuddle her business a little bit. You know, and I want to put something. I'm very happy that Christine Burns won that woman on the Watch
wasn't that
Award.
cool for her?
I thought that was very nice.
Because she does a lot of effort.
But I hope that they're paying attention to Denise Sparks and what she does as well.
Yeah.
I know it's a little different capacity. Christine's involved in drawing new business in the area and doing different things like that. But Denise does so much for the community with the business that she's done. So I hope at some point in time they could recognize her too, because she may not be someone to watch, but I like to watch her because I think she's outstanding.
Well, no, she is, because I honestly, Rusty, I think and I've told Denise this off the air, and I can say it on the air too. It's one of those where she's doing a lot to structure her company to where she can really be a big player here within the next couple of years.
That's why I use purple bags.
Yeah,
I use purple bags because that's their color of their business, and I support the people that do things right. Sparks,
and she does.
And Junk Service does things right. So I buy my own bags. I do weekly cleanups. If you see a purple bag out there alongside the road, that's mine. That's not IDOT's. That's not IDOT's, and that's because I support Denise Sparks. With that said, I wanted to tell a funny story. I talked to Chris Brown from IDOT. I work closely with those guys all the time. They pick up my trash once a week, and he tells me these funny stories that sometimes, and the guys would always go out and pick up my trash, and they'd be gone for a while, and they would come back with all these orange bags. And Chris would say, "What have you guys been up to?" And they'd say, "Well, we've been picking up trash." And they could tell no difference because IDOT uses orange bags. But once I switched over to purple bags, they could no longer use that same excuse. So when they go out and pick up my bags, they would come back, and Chris says, "What have you guys been doing?" He goes, "Oh, we've been picking up trash." And then like, well, that's bull crap, because I know where those purple bags come from.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we get a good laugh with that. I respect those guys from IDOT.
They do a lot of good stuff.
They have a hard job. People think it's an easy job.
Oh, hell no.
It's a brutal job because they're out there on the road all the time.
Well, and people can't drive.
Yeah. And I was attacked by a raccoon the other day. I get up early. I walk at Belk Park about 4 a.m. I don't need any stalkers out there or anything, but at 4 a.m, I'm out there. And I was walking the day of the Wood River cleanup. I was out there walking, and I noticed something on the pavement ahead of me that was kind of dark, but that's not uncommon because there's ducks out there walking around. And I got closer and closer, and all of a sudden this thing rolled over and hissed at me, howled at me, or whatever. It made some kind of weird noise. And I knew right away it was a possum or a raccoon. And then it started moving closer to me, sort of like jogging at me, and I started having to jog backwards because I was pretty startled. I didn't know what it was.
Those damn things are mean, though.
I realized it was a raccoon, so I started throwing sticks at it, trying to back off, and it would not leave. And I ran into raccoons out there all the time, and they always vamoose. They don't ever stick around.
Not a
This was coming at me, and I kept throwing sticks at it, trying to get it to go away, and it wouldn't. And then I realized there's something seriously wrong, a distemper, rabies, or something. And then it started rolling around and scratching itself, and then it went into a period of time where it was absolutely dormant and just sitting there licking itself, and you start thinking, what a cute animal. And you walk a little closer thinking that surely this is me, and there's nothing. I thought maybe this had to be a pet, and then I got a little closer and it did the same thing again. So.
Well, that happened to me once with a squirrel. It was like, honestly, it wasn't a squirrel though, Rusty. It looked like a squirrel chipmunk, like crossbreed. It was weird. It was
a hybrid.
Yeah, that's something you'd see at Walmart at 2 a.m. It was just, it was so bad looking. It was like it had an eye that was larger than the other, and like it had a little arm. Wow. Like I'm telling you, it was the whole kit and caboodle.
That would be scary to see.
It was, but it ran on 2 legs.
Oh.
It ran like a lizard. It ran like a lizard at me, seriously. It across the driveway, trying to bite.
That is
because I was going to save its life. I thought this thing's dying. Look at it. It was mutated.
That is unusual.
It was mutated.
I'd watch. You could do what I do, man. You could call the police. See, I called the cops, and I said, hey, what am I supposed to do? Because there's people that walk by there, and I didn't want him attacking them. And a lot of dogs and stuff are out there, too. So I thought this thing is, I'll let them deal with it.
Oh, my God.
So they come out there. And I said, I've been standing here for a half hour watching him, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'll let you guys make the determination on what needs to be done. And he said, okay. And I walked away, and then I heard a ba-boom, ba-boom. So I just only assume Rocky the raccoon didn't make it home that night, and then the cops drove by and gave me a thumbs up, like, yes, we put him down.
Well, there was my neighbor Cindy. She had a deer get in her yard once, and the poor darn thing jumped and broke both its legs on the way down off the fence. So you call the cops. This thing's in pain, and I don't know if it was the cop's first day on the job, but he missed.
Oh, wow.
That poor deer went through the ringer that day. Let me tell you, that was it was not a clean streak.
A trap deer is one thing about a wounded trap deer.
The best part is my neighbor took it and cleaned it in his driveway.
Hey, why not?
Why is free?
I got a kick. I do got to admit, I love the police response. They showed up in 3 squad cars, and man, they were loaded for bear. Man, they had the shotgun. Click, click. I best be moving out of here.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna follow up and see if it had rabies because I'm sure they had tested, but I just don't know if I want to know. This morning when I was walking out there, I seen a duck run across the pavement in front of me and about crapped my pants. Yeah, rabies is bad stuff, man. I don't want to mess around with lightning, and I don't want to mess around with rabies.
There's two things: lightning and rabies.
Yeah, as a walker, those are the two things that want to hinder you in certain places to go. Hey, that's the beautiful part about talking trash. You could talk about litter, or you could just be talking about the crap we're talking about here. You know,
that's why I like the segment.
Raccoons and rabies.
Well, I'm glad you picked Monday after Kentucky Derby because man, I put one on. I mean, I did.
Did you win any money on it?
Hell no. Oh. I couldn't win on a horse.
It was cool racing.
Oh man, that was cool. Well, like I was telling you during the break, every one of those horses was a descendant from a Secretariat. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
What I read on the news now, they're finding out Secretariat actually beat the record at Pelmont or something like that. Or,
no kidding.
Yeah, they said that they went through and taped all the tapes, and actually he was up for the Triple Crown that year. And
yeah.
I thought, what's all the hullabaloo? That was so long ago. But it's like anything, man. You break a record, and it's important.
That movie was a good movie.
I love that movie. I watch it all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, for something about that movie, just I love that era. With the boxing, and the horse racing. It was just such a special time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Man, it was really fun. We went to Max, and I'm telling you, you couldn't walk in there because of the rain. It brushed everybody inside, and I'm telling you, it was a crowd. That's one of the biggest crowds I've seen.
I think they had like 150,000 people at the event.
Have you ever been to Churchill Downs?
No, I'm not a horse race. To me, it's like, is that a sport? I mean, the jockeys it seems. I mean, but is racing animals really a sport? I guess it is. It's just different. It's just different. When I think of sports, I think of physical endurance and human, skills and contacts and stuff like that. So I don't think much about the animals.
Well, and I went to Churchill Downs, so man, it is the coolest damn tour. It wasn't during like Kentucky Derby. It was just you can go.
It's Americana.
Yeah, but it was like you can go under and you can watch the races. I think still underneath the track too. Like underneath, they have a little tunnel and stuff. Yeah, and there was a couple of jockeys there that used to race there all the time, and it was just really a cool experience.
140,000 people. I mean, that's like stock car.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing is how do you get out of that town? I mean, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 140,000 people. You'd be. I mean,
I guess in Ann Arbor, Michigan, that's a weekly thing for football. But
no, thank you. Not for me.
I can't imagine that. I live down in Wanda, and if I get more than 100 cars a day I drive on my road, I'm wondering if there's a wreck somewhere nearby.
Well, and I was thinking about that because I went to a few games this last couple of weeks, and like last year, used to go to Cardinals games all the time and loved them. But now I'm getting to the point where it's like, why do I go and deal with all these damn people if I could just watch it on TV crystal clear? It's like I drink for cheaper at home.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to mention something about getting it crystal clear. I wanted to get back to the topic about a particular thing. I get hammered all the time about the name of my organization.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, by members of some prominent places in Alton, and other places, just different people. And they don't have a clue. I'm out there, I do so much community service work. Well, I do as much as I can, put it that way. But to hammer me because I call my name Chain Gang, I just wanted to explain it. When you adopt a charter from IDOT, you have to have a name to go under. And so that's what I did. I did it solely to try and draw attention so people would slow down, because I have a dangerous stretch. But what Chain Gang means is ties to my community. It's very simple. So if you want to attack me for that, go right ahead. I got big shoulders, but I'm telling you, you're wrong. You're wrong about that.
Well, and I think you're right to say so, because you really do kind of, I think, get a little bit of the brunt of the stick sometimes, and you really don't have that.
Well, it's an easy target. Chain gang, boy, that's appropriate for him. I'm an outspoken guy. I'm rough around the edges. I'm not real articulate.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But I'm not afraid to put in the work or lead by example.
Right. Well, and I think it's just a good point, too, though, that, I mean, you have the right to at least defend yourself, though, and say, you know, hey, man, this isn't, because I've known you since you started this damn thing, and you don't have an intention like that in your body. You really don't.
Well, yeah, there's some days I do, but I don't bring it here with me on the radio program. I try to keep it as positive as I can, and sometimes I don't, and I get out there and I call some things that maybe I shouldn't have. But I'm not a professional at this, man. I just do what I think needs to be done, and that's why that Pride Award meant so much to me, because it represents the community.
Yeah.
You know? Because these political places, these towns, these, you know, I mean, Tom Stalkup worked with me from the city of Wood River, and he got ostracized for that. You know, it's just crazy because there again, the chain gang was offending someone. You know, it's just stupid, and I take offense to that. But overall, I couldn't be any more blessed and happy because of the amount of people that show up that want to participate. I've gotten electronic firms down that are starting their own groups and various different things, and it's all the positives totally outweigh the negatives, and the trash is getting so much. It's getting better and better.
Well,
all
it should, because I told you before, the fact that you had to raise holy hell over trash was just ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, it was just ridiculous, and it pisses me off because you see people all the time. This was amazing, you know, and I don't know how you feel about this. It was in the East Alton Neighbors group, you know, thing, and because I follow all of them just to make sure I can I get all the details on stuff, and you know, someone posted a picture of a car that threw trash out of the vehicle, and instead of the people getting mad at the guy that threw the trash out there, well, why didn't you get out of your car and pick it up? And it's like, okay, I get your argument, but the whole point is that this guy just literally launched trash out of his car. Why is it my problem that this guy threw trash out of his car? And I wasn't the one that made the post, but I'm like, I'm getting mad for him.
Yeah, there was a gentleman that contacted me by Facebook, and he said, I would have helped you, but you cussed me out when I pulled over and asked you if you needed anything. I thought, why would I cuss someone out if they pull over and ask me? I mean, that's just so wrong, you know. Believe me, I've cussed out many of people, but it's never been people that's called them, and that's not right. I'm wrong in a lot of things, but I try, you know. I try, and that's all. Hey, I keep telling my friends, I'm not in charge. I'm just a tool of the Lord. He put me in this. I just do what I think He wants me to do.
I love it, man. Well, and what's coming down the pipeline for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
I've pulled my ties away from the county. I don't go to any more county board meetings and you know, raise Cain over there. I talked to Chris Slusher quite a bit. Like I said, I talked to the Madison County Police Chief today. I do, as far as giving them reports on what's going on with the activity with the trash. But to me, I find it so much more of a humbling experience working for members of my community as opposed to trying to get something accomplished in the county, because it's so political. I mean, some of these, I don't want to get into it, but some of these politicians, I view it as political figures, elected officials should be held to a little higher standards than I hold you to.
You'd think.
You know?
You'd think.
But unfortunately, like we were talking about before, you get people that don't want to be attacked in that capacity, so they don't run for office. Yep. So you get a bunch of knuckleheads that run because they're good for photo shoots, or they got some ideas that somebody likes, and they're not sincere about what they're doing. And so it's frustrating at times. It's frustrating. That's enough. I don't need to get on that. It's a positive day. It's
this
a beautiful
was,
day.
man. This was a great hour. This hour flew by. Thank you, Rusty.
Yeah.
Hey, really though, congratulations on your award and all that.
Yes, thank you for the group of Pride. You know, it's funny because I hear my friends go, Pride, isn't that big gay organization?
No.
You know, and I was like, well, what if it was?
It doesn't matter.
That'd be even more of a blessing if it was.
That's, you know, I always, people started doing that a couple of years ago. I'm like, why does it matter? Well, they can both be Pride. It's not a big deal.
Take Pride. There's a gym down in Wood River that does big business Pride workout. You know,
like you said, I hate when people get on their damn soapboxes like that. Rusty.
Yeah, I do, man. I welcome anybody that wants to come and help me and be proud of their community. Pride is what everything is all about.
Exactly, man. I love that. That's a good positive message to end on.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Hey, if you're digging into your family's roots, or if you want to explore some of the Riverbend Riverbend's rich history, the Hainer Public Library District is your go-to destination. Their genealogy and local history library, My Voice Better Get Through This Because I Gotta Get Paid, is packed with resources, books on steamboats, railroads, and Alton's famous figures, plus events that bring history to life. Whether you're a seasoned researcher or just curious, Hainer Library has the tools to help you uncover your family story. Learn more at HainerLibrary.org, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Played Against Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Against Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show on this Thursday morning. Lauren, thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me.
And thank you for sitting around for 3 takes.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. It happens.
Well, and really glad to have you in studio. And, you know, I don't want to use the word excited because obviously what Wade's going through and you know, James and the entire family is such a battle. And for us to raise awareness and support for Wade during this time, I'm so glad to do it. I just love Wade to death. And it seems like, I mean, just the entire region has really rallied behind this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the support we've received from people local, people far away. I mean, we've been getting things from, you know, North Carolina. We've been getting things from Pocahontas, you know, just all the surrounding areas. They just have been so willing to donate, whether it be their time, their money, their gifts, anything. And it's just so, it's overwhelming. And it's crazy that somebody who is just one person can make that big of an impact over everything, the whole community and everywhere.
Well, and it shows, each and even before this, with just, with me going to Papa Toodles and all of that, but also, with everything that Wade's been able to accomplish as mayor of Campsville and being a community leader too. And then obviously, the dynamic duo of him and James has just been incredible to kind of watch, and to see the love being returned now is so cool.
Yes, for sure it is. And it's just, like I said, it's completely overwhelming. And, James is been so awesome, so helpful, and he's been, helping us through everything that we've been doing. So it's really grateful.
Cool. Well, and now how did the fundraiser and the benefit all come together? Because this kind of became a mountain very quickly.
It really did. I mean, so all of a sudden, whenever we received this news, we were thinking, Brittany started thinking, and she's like, I think we need to do something. We need to have a benefit. We want to have something a little quick, but I mean, we need to have something. So, next thing you know, like in 4 weeks, we're having this benefit, and we're like freaking out a little bit, but it's really have come together. I mean, we've got a lot of people donating their, time with like a band. We have a couple bands coming, which I'm really excited for. We've got like a live auction. We have silent auctions, raffles. We've got 50-50. I mean, there's just, it goes way beyond what you can even think of.
Well, and that's what I find, so cool about this is just all the passion that's been involved, on everybody's side putting this event together, just from what I've been able to, kind of witness for myself. And you were just saying, like last night you were there till 10 o'clock at night again.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really cool to see, all the hard work paying off.
Oh yeah.
For everybody.
Yes, for sure. Whenever we were just looking around, we're like, I can't believe that there's this much stuff.
I bet though.
Yeah.
Well, and now you're still expecting more baskets and more items too, aren't
more
you?
Baskets and stuff. A lot of people said that they're going to bring the baskets to the benefit themselves. So baskets will keep showing up. And I know that Brittany has been working really hard on, we were taking pictures all last night so we can upload it onto our Facebook page.
That's always such a process, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So we wanted to kind of show people what we have donated, kind of what's going to be there. And then like if people aren't able to come to the auction, then we're going to do an online silent auction too.
Wow.
So then people are still able to be a part of it, even if they are in a different state or wherever.
Well, and too, also, how are t-shirts going?
T-shirts are been insane. Like they have really been a big hit.
Now, can we still order?
You can't order, but they will have some t-shirts available at the benefit that various sizes, but there will be some t-shirts at the event itself.
Well, and now the event starts at 4, correct?
Yep, 4 to 8.
And 4 to 8. And then how many bands do you have coming?
We have 2 bands.
Really cool.
Yeah, we have the Rick Sievers Band and we have Trojan Band.
Wow.
So we have both of them coming.
Well, and now how is the live auction portion of this going to break down? Now, is this going on in conjunction with the online version of this?
Yeah, so the online is going to be silent.
Okay.
But then the live auction, we actually have 2 dogs.
What?
Yeah, we have 2 dogs that we can auction off at this event. There's a dog that was donated by by Sievers Retrievers.
What?
Yeah, isn't that the cutest?
That's incredible.
Yeah, and then just recently we had another dog. It won't be ready, I think, until about July. But this other dog is supposed to be a really good hunting dog.
Wow.
And so we're still getting that flyer together to post about that one too.
Well, the one I'm excited about is this fire pit bundle. I mean, the booze alone is enough for me to get excited about it too.
Right. Yeah. So thankfully that was so kind of Lowe's. They donated that fire pit and some other people went together and then just filled it up with booze.
That's awesome. And now, are you guys still needing desserts?
We always were accepting desserts because we needed desserts for the dinner and then also for the bake shop that the grandkids are going to try and help run as they're part of helping out.
This is really cool. And adults are just $15 for this. Kids are 5 to 12 or 7, 4 and under free.
Yes.
And now for the folks down here in Alton and be on Campsville too, the Joe Page Bridge will have a little bit of construction, but the ferries are running.
Ferries are running, and they've been running 2 ferries too.
Oh, wow.
So they've been continuously with 2 ferries, and then also the Brussels ferry will be open. And I know that on the Facebook page, Brittany's been doing a really great job at trying to do alternate routes in case if you're coming from Alton, there's an alternate route she had pulled up and screenshotted and put it on there. So
yeah, I saw that. That was really, really helpful.
Yes, for sure.
Well, and now is the dinner portion part of the benefit too?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So the dinner starts at 4 and it goes until we run out. I was just speaking to Debbie, Wade's sister, and she is gracious enough to be helping and cooking, and that's where we're going to be hosting it at, is at the Pavilion, her restaurant. And so she said that she's estimating feeding about 1,000 people. So we're hopeful.
I don't doubt it. Well, and now with that too, the dinner at the Pavilion is just awesome. I heard that tenderloin sandwich is just to die for, but the meal itself for the night is going to be a really good one.
Oh yeah, lots of options, a big buffet full of different items.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in too. I'm excited.
Well, and what's it mean as for all of you guys that are a part of this too, and for the family that, I mean, even though with all of this going on, which is a battle and a journey that no one who has never experienced it can ever realize.
Right.
What's this event mean for you all to kind of pull you together? Because it just seems like to me this is a really great way to go through this together as a team.
It is, and I'm very grateful for our family, because without them we wouldn't have been able to pull this together. We've all been spread out, dividing and conquering, and then just to see it all come together on that day, it's going to be overwhelming.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Absolutely. Do you have a moment to take a quick break with me?
Yeah.
We'll come back with more Daily Show right after a quick commercial. You'll stay there. We'll stay here in the studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
We're gonna take a trip across the sea. Everybody come along with me.
Welcome back back to our daily show. Back with Lauren, and just talking more this Saturday up at Campsville at the Pavilion. The benefit for Wade Gibson, who obviously we all know is Papa Toodles, and just the impact that he's had on all of our lives too, and now a chance to support him in this battle, and really what you guys have been able to accomplish. I mean, just from everything that's on the event listing page is nothing short of incredible, really.
Oh, really, it is.
Well, and what do you attribute that to? Is it the community? I mean, to me, it seems like it's a mixture of all these aspects, because you have to put out you have to knock on the door, yes, but it seems like everyone kind of just said, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, humbling, because we only posted, I think, maybe a couple times asking for donations, but then we had divide and conquer again. All the families, they went out, they started asking, and everybody was just saying yes. And I mean, it's just so crazy and overwhelming how big of a support that these people have been to us.
100%. Well, and whenever I could only imagine when you get to the day of the event and everybody involved does too, it's going to be that kind of, we did it.
I didn't think this day was going to come, but it's here.
Well, and it really just for people to know too, because you never know what happens in life, and you never know when you have to put on events, such as this and everything. But to know what you've been able to accomplish in a month has been really just amazing. And getting into this, 4 p.m. was when the food and drinks begin at the pavilion. Doors open then too?
Doors open then too.
Okay.
And drinks, there will be drinks provided with the food meal.
Oh.
But then there's also a cash bar at the pavilion also.
Absolutely. And then Rick Seaver's band starts right around 4:30?
Yep, right around 4.
Oh, okay.
Right when the event starts, Rick Seaver's band will be starting, and then about 5:30, then that's when the live auction will begin.
And now the live auction, who do you have as the auctioneer?
I'm not too positive.
I had to do that one time. That's an art.
Oh, really?
It is an art form to be a good auctioneer.
If I had to do it, I would, but I wouldn't be good at it.
Very fair.
So,
and you're expecting the auction to run about an hour?
Yeah, I'm thinking about an hour. I think we have about 15, maybe 20 items that will be auctioning off, give or take. Obviously, it depends on what all still comes in on the day of the event. But yeah, including those 2 dogs. Don't forget, if you need a dog, we've got
incredible.
2 of them.
Well, even if you don't,
right.
Why not?
Why not? It's a dog.
Right.
That's a person's best friend, right?
100%.
Oh, that's
a lot of people like them more than humans.
Oh, yeah. They don't talk, so that's, yeah.
Well, and then will the Trojan Band just start after the auction's
right
done?
After the auction, Trojan Band will finish the night out.
And now, how do we get basket raffles? Is that just throughout the 4 hours?
Yeah, so throughout the 4 hours, we'll have a raffle table. We'll be selling raffle tickets, 1 for $1, 6 for $5, or 40 for $20. And those will be for drop baskets, or you can also buy 50-50 that way too.
Wonderful. And now the online platform, do you guys have that open yet or live?
No, not yet. On the day of the event, we'll drop in the albums and we'll drop those out. And then I think around 7:45 or so, we'll start closing those down and then reveal our winners for those.
Really cool. And now, will that be linked on the event page?
Yes, it will be all through the event page.
And now the event page, if you guys need more information, is the Pancreatic Cancer Benefit for Wade Gibson. That's there on Facebook, and really already 500 plus responding to this, and, and really just showing their support too.
Which is awesome.
And now, can we make donations and other other contributions?
Yes, if you are wanting to make just like a monetary donation or any other contributions to it, that is completely acceptable too.
Really cool. Well, before I let you go, just for the folks at home, Campsville to Alton and the Riverbend, how far is the drive for that? Just because I'm not too familiar with that.
So Alton is about an hour.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, it's not. And it's a beautiful drive up River Road.
That's right, because I've never gone all the way up to Campsville, but just making that little trek, that's a nice one.
Yeah, take that, and especially on Saturday, it's supposed to be a beautiful sunny day. Bring the kids, because we'll have a kids area too, so the kids will be able to go and play. You'll be able to go have a nice drive up the river road, a great family day.
Well, and you guys can be a part of this. Just all aspects of this event are a great one. The Wade Gibson benefit, the dinner is $15 again for adults, $7 for kids. The entire event is 4 and under is free, and that gets you into the dinner, which has fried chicken, all the good stuff, and great sides. And then you get the 2 bands, you get the auction, you get the basket raffle, and you get to really just come together for a great human being.
Yes, for sure.
Well, is there anything else to talk about before I say goodbye for now?
I think that you got it all covered. You did an awesome job.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and I hope everything goes well on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com. You stay there. I'll be back in the studio right after a quick one on Roku TV and Riverbender.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential. Ready, let's roll on to something new. Taking its toll and I'm leaving without you.
Welcome back. 10:51. A little bit of change on this Friday morning. Man, having a hard time breathing. Wanted to fill you in on a couple of more things before I said so long. Today, as we wrap up this week, I'm glad you guys hung out here with me all week long. I hope you had a good one, and I know that I did too. Going to have a great weekend, and little cousin Kinsley's up at Alton Middle School, and she's going to be in the sectional track tournament tomorrow, and hoping she does well and all that good stuff too. So hope you guys have a great weekend, and I know that the team will be busy. We got Alton High graduation coming down the pipeline. We have Marquette's too, and just so many more. So we'll be all working hard this weekend and making sure that we can keep being your number one source for everything local. Wanted to fill you in on some news out of Alton. Dalton Brown has this story for us. An Alton City Council vote on the proposed Lovejoy housing development is on hold once more after council members voted Wednesday night to lay the item over again. This week, City Council members were set to vote on the previously laid over resolution to consider a planned development at 324 Ridge Street, 650 Broadway, and 652 East Broadway, known as the Lovejoy Project. The city's Plan Commission has recommended a negative vote from the City Council. Former council members previously laid the item over in an effort to let the newly elected city council members vote on the project. Multiple representatives from entities involved with the project spoke at Wednesday's meeting. David Sweeney, an attorney with Lewis Rice, asked the council to lay the item over until a community meeting could be held to answer questions from residents. Angie Eslinger, an architect with the Lawrence Group, also asked the item to be laid over to the May 28th meeting of the City Council. She said the community workshop meeting to answer questions on the Lovejoy project will be held on Tuesday, May 20th from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Wedge Innovation Center in Alton. Joe Weatherly, a senior vice president of development at McCormack Barron Salazar, said between their presence at the City Council meeting and their facilitation of the upcoming community meeting, they hope to clear up some what they're calling misinformation surrounding the project. Alton City Council members will consider the laid-over resolution at their next meeting on May the 28th. Follow the discussion and the vote on this and other agenda items on RiverBender.com/video to see that in its entirety. Coming down the pipeline tomorrow, fans of planes and pancakes, well, a lot of people are fans of both of those, are invited to the Fly-In Pancake Breakfast this weekend, hosted by a local chapter of the EAA. The breakfast is set for this Saturday, May the 17th, from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. on the Piston Aviation patio at the St. Louis Regional Airport. Visitors can enjoy all-you-can-eat pancakes, scrambled eggs, sausage, and more for $10 for adults, $5 for kids 4 to 12, and free for children ages 3 and under. Proceeds will benefit the local chapter and youth aviation education programs. Jan and Randy McKee with the 864 chapter, joined us on the show and filled us in on all of the great things the organization does. Events like the annual Pancake Breakfast help the chapter fund aspiring aviator scholarships and programs like the Young Eagles program. The program offers free orientation flights to kids 8 to 7 on Young Eagles Day, the next of which is set for June the 3rd, with more details available on the RiverBender.com article. But wanted to make sure I filled you in on that, as well as always great to see the kiddos really enjoying the airplanes and just all the fun that comes with it. We do have one more story for you. And this time we'll take you to St. Louis County. We are still waiting for updates on the Woods River story. It's the same story we gave you just at the start of the show at 9 o'clock, but we are waiting more updates when it comes to the Woods River homicide. We do have an update for you in St. Louis. The St. Louis County Police Department has identified Keshawn Parker, 21 of Florissant, as the victim in the homicide that occurred just 2 days ago. In the 1100th block of Rio Street, police responded at 1:20 p.m. on May the 14th to report of a shooting in the area. Officers found Parker with life-threatening gunshot wounds and was transported to a nearby hospital where he was later pronounced deceased. No suspects are currently in custody. The detectives from the Bureaus of Crimes Against Persons are actively investigating the case, and authorities have asked anyone with information to contact the St. Louis County Police Department at 636-529-8210. Tips can also be submitted anonymously through Crime Stoppers at 1-866-371-8477. So wanted to make sure we filled you in on that news update too as the morning starts to roll through. Make sure you guys are staying up to date all throughout this weekend on RiverBender.com with those graduation ceremonies and all of that great stuff. But hey, while I have you, a new sponsor of the show, really excited to fill you in on the Attila Summer Fest. This is going to be a big deal, and really excited as we're on the road to it. July the 26th from 2 to 10 p.m. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a day of music, food, and fun right there at the Alton Amphitheater, featuring the big artists like Boozy and Big Boogie. And Big Bougie, and Dirty Mugs, Borderline, Marquise Knox, the NGK Band, and more. There's something for everybody. We were just on the show with Attila Fest a couple of weeks ago, and it was really great to hear all of the work that's being done to really put this in. Delancey Smith joined us and filled us in. It's probably one of the biggest shows that's gone down here in a while, is the quote, but you have to get your tickets online by just going to the RiverBender.com article about Attila Fest, or just go to the Eventbrite link by just typing into Google the Attila Summer Fest. This is going to be a big show, big night of music from really all genres of music too. This is going to be a good one. We'll see you there on July the 26th, 2 to 10 p.m. And don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you over to get tickets in your hand. Hey, I'm out of time. Kind of tired today. I don't know why. Need a nap. Hey, we'll see you back here tonight for the Alton High School for not Alton High graduation, but for the graduation ceremonies tonight and tomorrow. Until then, just try your best to stay out of jail.